Adho Mukha Svanasana. First one, extending up. Being sure that the buttocks are lifting up as much as you can. The body groins are moving into the body. And you're going back. You're going back. So this is the first practice, the first Adho Mukha Svanasana. So what we're looking here for is to create the space. So you want to go up with the arms, up with the buttocks, and then see, can you hit into the back of those thigh creases? So you want to find those back buttock creases and extend back. So breathe. Inhalation, exhalation. Let the head find its own place. So let the neck, the sides of the neck, completely release. Now, our next pose is Uttanasana. So I want you to walk your feet towards the outer edges of the mat. Now, if you find all of a sudden your arms are not going down so far and the hands cannot reach the floor, don't worry about that. You want to see that you lift from the pubic plate and fold your arms. So you want to see that your thumbs are moving into the creases of the elbows. So be in this position. And just let the spine just release down. And then slowly coming up. So now we're going to extend those hands forward again. Walk those feet back again. And extend back. From there, we're going to bend the legs, coming to your Adho Mukha Virasana, reaching those arms forward. Walk those arms forward and let the arms start to release. So you want to see that the upper arms are becoming weightless. You're pushing the bones down, pushing the bones down. So they're becoming weightless. They're going down so much. And breathe, soft inhalation and exhalation. All right, so now releasing completely and coming up. So we're coming for a supine action. So we're going to straighten the left leg, bend the right leg. Now those of you who can pick up the big toe, it's the same work as we've been doing. This body groin has got to move very deeply into the body to come into this action. So it's quite strong. Now, I know that it's a very challenging action and it may be that you're going to need to have a belt. So this is no problem either. Hold on to the belt with both hands. You might need to have a longer belt. So if the hamstrings are tight, you may need that. So whichever way you're working, whichever way, you want to see that the groin is moving down. And the action is working at trying to lengthen the fibers of the lower back towards the back end of the mat. So just be there for a moment. Now take a little bit of an observation to that grounded leg and reach the heel away from you. And as you do, push it away. You see if you can bring the leg a little bit closer to you. Push the heel away and then see. Can you bring the leg a little bit closer? So they work together, the legs. You find that the more you can lengthen these fibers, the more you'll be able to bring the leg to you. So they work together. It's no good having a short leg and just go in one direction. So that is a problem. So we'll go to the other side now. So straightening your right leg, use the belt if you're using the belt. So bring the belt around the leg if you need to. And remember, the outer hip moves towards the end of the mat and you're in this position. Or it may be that you're one of those fairly flexible people and you can keep that action grounded like this. Now, whichever way you're working, you've got to still be aware of this lower leg. So the lower leg moves a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more away. There you have to open in the lower back, the outer hip, the back of the buttock of this lifted leg. Everything works so much, so strongly. Such a strong action. See if you can get that really nice extension. Okay, so once you've been there for a little while, you've extended that grounded leg, you're moving that lifted leg a little bit closer to you, and then you can release. Well done. All right, so we're going to now bring the leg out to the side. So this is really quite an interesting action. So have a look here. Now, if you're using the belt, so remember, as you take this leg up, this lower leg needs to be fixed to the floor. So when you bring the leg up, take the belt if you need it. Now just watch when you use the belt how to use it for today. You want to see that that lower leg, you see I'm trying to push it away from me, push it away, and then I can get a little bit more movement here. Now you can see I'm holding the tail of the belt. I can slide my hand along the belt and then just let the arm release down in this way. So the key thing is that you want to see that the abdominal area is moving down towards the floor side. So you get all of that connection. Now it's a little bit more challenging in this way when you hold on to the foot, because when you hold on to the foot, it's very easy to forget this grounded leg. So that's got to lengthen so much. Okay, so have a go and see where you are with this one. So either loop or place the belt around the big toe. Whatever you're doing, see that you take the leg out to the side, but keep that opposite hip down. So we're going with the right leg, left hip stays down, left leg stays down. So quite a lot to be practicing there. Just be there for a few moments. If you're doing with the belt, remember you bend the arm. If you're doing it with the holding the big toe, then it's a straight arm. So this is the way we're working today. There's lots of different ways that you can apply this, no problem. All right, bring that leg back up and let's go to the other side. So release the leg, straighten the grounded leg firstly, straighten the grounded leg, and then lift that lifted leg, the left leg, and then either with the belt or 2 fingers and thumb, whatever you're doing, see that you go out to the side, but keep lengthening along the floor with that grounded heel. If there's any room in that thigh, reach it away so that the groin gets really good length, really good length. And be there for a few moments. Soft inhalation, exhalation. Very, very strong actions. All right, and then bring the leg towards the starting position and then soften the knee and then release it down. Just be there for a moment. All right, so we're coming for our next pose, Anantasana. So when we come into this action, I'm just going to show you it. You might need to have a belt handy. So I just want to move my Mike. So I like to line myself up along the mat, like this, along the mat, in this position, like this. And then just let the head release onto the inner arm. So this is really a nice way of working. And then bend in the elbow so you're in this position. Okay, now what's really key is those body groins. You've got to see the front body to back body. So body groin side of the pubic plate, then upper abdominal area's got to support you. So you are becoming fairly still. Now flex that lower leg foot and see, can you carry this off? Hold on to the big toe. If not, put a belt around your foot. And then see, can you lift the leg? Now just lift it any amount where it will go to. Then you have to see you lift it more so that you can lengthen and direct the abdominal area. Then move that outer femur head of the lifted leg in. So sometimes we get a little bit of a wobble on with this pose, so you got to see that you concentrate really well. Keep in this action. Yeah, so you want to stay in it to get that stability, get that opening. All right, so if you haven't already, have a go, remembering you can have a belt around the foot, no problem, makes life a lot easier. And then extending up like this. So you reach up into the belt, into the belt, into the belt, and move that outer hip in. Outer hip in, outer hip in. All right, so have a go with that. And then releasing. So hopefully you've been working with me on that one. Okay, and then come to the other side. So remember, the starting point is when you get this really nice action and you're leaning onto your arm, level yourself up with the mat. Just be there for a moment and then bend in. So you want to try to make sure that there's no gaps there. If there's gaps, then you need to do a little bit more of this. Flex that lower foot and then bend the leg. And then see, are you able to draw the abdomen towards the spine and go. Okay, and we got to reach that leg up even more, even more. Then can you move that femur head in of that lifted leg? Keep that action, keep that connection, keep that understanding there. So sometimes when you're introduced to a new pose, it takes a little while to actually get around it, you know, to work with it. So take your time, practice it a couple of times, no problem. Okay, and then release in. Okay, good. Right, so what we're going to do now is to come for our sarvangasana. So if you're not practicing sarvangasana today, then come into Viparita Karani. So you'll just see that on the screen now. All right, if you're coming into your sarvangasana, then just get your props ready for sarvangasana. So this is a really nice pose, really lovely pose. All right, so there's lots of variations on the platform. Sometimes you would put a blanket underneath just to make it a little bit higher. Some people work in this way. Some people put a blanket underneath here for the head. So that's another way of working. I always like to have a nice launch pad. Actually, if you've got a bolster handy, this is really a good launch pad because actually it throws you into halasana. It's a really nice way of working. So our bodies, you know, our bodies take a little bit of time with all of this. So when you come for your sarvangasana, just take a look quickly that you're in this position, and when you come over, you've got to remember where to put your arms and where to put your hands. So let me just show you. So you want to see that your shoulders remain on the platform, you move your arms in, and you reach down into those upper arms. Now, as you do that, you have to roll the buttock flesh, and the reason for that is so that you can take your hands a lot lower. And that's what you want to aim for eventually. So if it's not very good on your neck, then don't go so far over. It's a gradual thing. So when you're here, extending up in your sarvangasana, reaching up, your hands are lower down eventually. And they're not there to support you. They're there to guide you. So a lot of people hold themselves up with their hands, but you want to be sure that actually they are there purely to give you guidance. All right, so come on then, let's go up. So again, I'm just going to take you up into the pose today and give you a little bit of instruction, but if you want to stay a little bit longer in it, then please do, no problem. So when you go into halasana, just take a few moments. So hopefully you're either on the chair for halasana or feet to the floor. Whatever practice you are approaching today, then be sure that your hands are actually moving down your back. So how you do this without the chair is to see that you roll the buttocks, don't catch your back yet, have the palms up. If you're going onto the chair, it's slightly different because your pelvis is already lifted. So this is a really nice way to practice that connection of front body to back body. So keeping in this position, in your halasana, roll the body, take your hands down, and then come up into your sarvangasana. So be in sarvangasana, and again, you've got to see that the whole of the back muscles become lighter. Quite often they become very heavy. So what you want to do is to see that the whole of the weight is going down into the arm bones. You want to find that weighted area in that upper arm. So see that you weight down so much and lift up through the center of the body, and then reach through to the legs, to the heels, reach the balls of the feet and spread the toes, and just be there. Once you've done all your different adjustments, then just be in the pose. Soft inhale, soft exhale. So again, you know, with these videos, because we are limited to the time because of the upload, you have to see that if these inversions are a little bit short for you, then stay in it for longer. See if you can put your timer on when you know that we're coming for the inversions. You can time yourself up to 8 minutes. I mean, that's really quite a good practice. Okay, so we're not holding you too long here. I want you to slowly come out into halasana again. Those of you who are in Viparita Karani, then it's time to come out of that beautiful pose. And just roll down out of halasana and be there. So don't rush up, don't rush out of the pose. Just be there for a few moments. Okay, and now slowly releasing completely. So we come for Shavasana now. Okay, remember when you come for Shavasana, just settle yourself with bent legs to start with. And just let the arms roll out. Notice that my upper arms are to the floor and it's just my lower arms that are moving. So that's an interesting one. So you want to see that your upper arms still weight you down. They kind of give you a connection with your chest, and then that rotation of the forearms, and let yourself be in this position. Bring the feet together and then draw the abdomen towards the spine, and then just let the legs release towards the floor and let the feet be apart.